We're gonna get right into it. So again, it's your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. We about to get into the 0-day expiration class. We're gonna go over some potential setups for tomorrow and kind of dive into our process in terms of how we go about identifying potential trades for these 0 DTE trades. And just for those of you that aren't familiar, these are 0-day expirations, meaning these contracts expire tomorrow. So the thought process is these are highly volatile contracts and they are on the riskier side. So, in terms of us as traders, we want to ensure that, our members are making the best decisions in terms of the trades they're getting into, and also have a process for identifying that and not just, jumping in stuff without a process. So this really speaks to a process that we devised to identify 0-day trades. I mean, also this kind of applies to just day trades in general, but that's the idea here. So the real learning is for you to understand the process we go through and how we come about formulating our potential trades. So if you're new to trading, new to the strat, or just haven't done 0 days like that, it's not any pressure or obligation to take any of these trades tomorrow, but it's an opportunity for you to sit and learn and see how we do things. And tomorrow you can watch and see how we apply that. Tomorrow is also Bring a Friend Friday. So if you got anybody that you want to come hang out, see how we do trade with us, please, invite them to come along, and they'll get to see this process in action. So one of the few things I want to mention about these 0-day trades, I look for a couple of different setups in particular that I'm looking for, but there's a real thought process and methodology behind that, particularly for the 0-day trades. I'm looking for more of continuation plays than I am looking for true reverses. And the reason for that is my plan is to be in there for a short time, not a long time. I'm just trying to be in there for a good time. So I'm not planning to be in trades for a longer period of time and things of that nature. So these are shorter term trades. So I'm looking for things that are already in motion that I don't have to figure out if it's going to reverse and go in the direction I want it to go. I want something that's already going in a direction and I'm just catching something. I'm just jumping on a moving train essentially. And so that's the idea behind these trades. And so we really want to look for things that are already in force, that have continuity into either direction. And it's something that's giving you a potential actionable signal to just continue taking that trade in the direction it's been going. So that's the idea. There are, sometimes we may not get that luxury, but that's what we're looking for. So without any further ado, we're going to jump into it. The thought process here, you guys know the drill. Drop your tickers in the chat. We'll spend the majority of the time today going through those tickers. But then I'll also run a couple scans to see what's out there on the scanner. There may be some opportunities as well on the scanner. So with that, go ahead. I'll give y'all time to go ahead and drop your tickers in there, and I will run a scan. I'm going to run an inside 4-hour scan. And what I'm looking for here is setups that I could potentially take, not so much for like a scalp, but something I could stay in for, a longer period of time. I don't want to give it a defined time period, but the morning session is usually something I'm monitoring on these entries. If we hit the right ones, those ones can typically go the entire day a lot of times. So we're looking for those potentials, but there may be opportunities that are just, hey, you take it to the next broad formation and get out of there, get your win and get out. And so you've got to kind of discern that as you're evaluating these companies. So we'll dive into that a little bit and we'll talk through some things as well. So just ran the inside 4-hour scanner. Just looking at see a few tickers on here we're familiar with. So what I typically do in this step is, because I know what I'm looking for in terms of the type of trades, I'm not so much specific on like I put it like this: if I have knowledge or if there's sectors that are just strong and running and things of that nature, then of course you want to lean towards the things that are obvious. However, we also know that this is the setup that we're looking for, and we know the type of trade we want to find. So in this short window of finding like a day trade or you know, short trade, we can use these scanners to identify different tickers with the setup. But that doesn't mean you just take the setup based on this, you know, you don't take the ticker based on just the setup. So we need to understand, is it in continuity? Is it doing a reversal? Is, you know, there's other factors. Where's the broad information in relation to, you know, the entry and stuff like that. So you want to kind of take some other considerations in addition to the setup. And so that's one piece of it I want to emphasize as well. So we'll jump into the tickers and get going. We'll roll this thing out through the next hour as well, so we don't have to cut it short at 7. We'll stick to what we normally do. I know last week we ran a couple hours, so just a function of whatever, however the call goes. We don't really try to bottle it up to a set time. So first one here, we're looking at Etsy. Looks like an insane amount of volume was in Etsy today. 395% its average volume, so that's pretty significant. Looks like it's setting up here on the month. We got a fail 2 down. I know that boy Dame likes to see those, so we got the fail 2 down on the month. So we got a potential for this one to go test the other side of the range. We'll see what happens there. But Etsy inside 4 hour, looking at a 212 bullish continuation. You know, it's something that you could take a look at and consider. I think, you know, if we're bullish, continuity is in your favor in terms of the micros. However, the macros, you know, you're still working on that. So it's just want to keep a look at it. There was afternoon consolidation. It doesn't give me like the warm and fuzzies, like, ooh, we got to jump into this one. But it did have a very strong day today, more so a very strong morning. 14.27% move on the day, $12 day. So, you know, I think the thought process is that we get some continuation tomorrow. You know, so I'd be looking for that one to keep that one on your watch. I just say the inside, the current candle on the 4 hour is kind of like just a consolidation candle. So it's not giving you like any indication of it continuing tomorrow. But I think with the move and the type of buying that's in that one right now, it's hard for me to see it going the opposite direction tomorrow. So I just think that's just one you need to keep, you know, if you want to play it or you play it a lot or familiar with it, set an alert for it, set your levels, and be prepared if it does trigger. So the next one here I see is Zillow Z. Looks like we got outside candles everywhere, outside day, outside week. Looks like there's a morning outside 4 hour. Yeah, it's a lot going on with Zillow. I think for that reason I'm gonna chill out on the Zillow though. You know, with the outside up candles, we do understand that there is going to be bearish activity that comes from it. But we had so much strength in this candle right here. 10.5% move today on Zillow. I'll be interested to see, you know, how much corrective activity it does, or if any at all, on this one. So I'd be interested to see. I don't like outside up days, honestly. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on it. The 4 hour candle doesn't really show you, like, it just shows you like it could potentially go down. But 10.5% move, I don't know if it's going to go down tomorrow, but it may retrace back 50% level, who knows. But the outside day and the outside week and all of that, that's more so something that I don't want to play. That's just not my thing. I don't play outside things. It's just a function of preference. That's just my thing. So now we're gonna look over at DVN, Devin. Mama called him Devin, so I'm gonna call him Devin. Looks like we had to push down into the broadening formation. Was that yesterday? And you see what happened this morning. Reverse right back up, looking for a 2-1-2 bullish continuation back into the broadening formation tomorrow. That seems plausible, doesn't it? We're looking at the pull down. Was this a failed 2 down today? Looking for a rev strat tomorrow, right? So I mean that one looks set up pretty nicely. I'm gonna throw an alert on it. We'll see what happens there, but it looks like it's setting up nicely. Uh, 7103. Solid. Rev strat setup also on the day. It's solid as well. And yes, we have conflict on the week. The week is 2 down. However, we also see that it came in contact with that major broadening formation. And as expected, price reversed off of that BF. So sometimes we got to look past the obvious like conflicts and see the opportunity. That looks like an opportunity to me. Yeah, so that's BVN. Keep scanning through. Got Neo, XPIL, Halliburton. So this is when Neo, I'll just talk about just in general though. These are setups that like they look good in the short instance or the short kind of interval, but I don't like something that's been trending down over time. That gives me like one good strong day. Now look, you see right here, it came back to this broadening formation and then pushed up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You know, hey, that could happen, but I'm like, man, I don't want to play those kind of stocks that are trending down, but they just get this little pop here and there. So I'm a little concerned about Neo and playing it to the upside, even though it has a beautiful setup right here. It looks like it's been doing a little bit of consolidation based on where my mind sits. I guess I'm just like, it's a little bit more on the riskier side for me to play this based on we've been trending down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, not including this week. So just to guess like this is the day that it's gonna go up versus everything else, I don't know. So I just kind of I'll fall back on that or something like that. It could go off tomorrow, but that would be going against the percentages. It was showing. Norwegian Cruise Lines look strong. Now the 4-hour candle doesn't look as great on the afternoon session. However, the 2 down rev strat, that looks very good. We do have a broad information that it was rejected by, what was this, a couple of days ago? So that'd been Wednesday or Tuesday. So I think that's what we're looking out for here on this retest as we push back up. If we're going to go back and retest this broad information, like 1770 or something like that. So that'll be a thought process on that one. And then you have the rev strat day, which looks super strong. It just, there ain't a lot of meat on that bone to the next broad information. So you're looking at potentially coming back in contact with that monthly level broad information. So you really need to go check and analyze the contracts to see if there's enough meat on that bone to take advantage of the move up. Is, you know, that 50-cent move good enough on this to give you what you want? Something like that. So that's what I would be thinking about on NCLH. It doesn't look bad, man. Yeah, Halliburton, and I'm gonna jump in the chat and see what y'all done dropped in here. So again, energy got consolidation on Halliburton here. Looks like looking like we may try to break out of this consolidation range. We're looking at an entry on the 4-hour above $36.90. bullish continuation. No, actually, no. It's going to be a reversal. I don't even like these. I'm going to mark the level though, 36.90. I think we're bullish as well. So you got rail strap potential. It just looks like they're consolidated. So we're gonna set the alert. It closed right on the broad information or just above it. So we're gonna see what happens here. 36.94 is our level for entry. Looking at a still inside week. Making this way up. Yeah. Let's check the chat, see what we got in the chat. Yo, Best Buy. Yeah, so Best Buy, it just went to a high off the week break and just kind of retraced back under after the news and everything. So it looks like now it's trying to push its way back up to go back into this trading range. I'm more bullish on it than anything. I'm looking for this 212 to the upside tomorrow. It doesn't look as though it has much strength in terms of buying. We went 3 down, 2 up, but then it's like this candle right here didn't have the strength to get over to make the 2-2. So we'll be interested to see what happens tomorrow morning with this one, see if we do push up, which I think if we're bullish will happen. And then on the day looks a lot better. We've got the rail strap potential. But you're gonna take an entry back into the broad formation level. The whole idea is to get above the broad formation level so that you can kind of accumulate in this area here with magnitude. You can kind of make some money up in there. All the way up to like 72.91. And then you got another gap all the way up to like 77. So just thinking in terms of those levels, but you got to get out the chop range. And right now, Tuesday the 1st, it tried to make a value effort, got sent back. So BBY, I still think it's bullish, but it's choppy. Somebody say something? All right. Let's keep it going. What y'all got in the chat here? I want to put like phone ticklers in there. Let's see. Oh, sorry. So we got Sony gap up this week. Kind of holding strong. Kind of traveling down that broad information. 1, 2, 2. So tomorrow could give you a 1, 2, 2 to the upside. That's what I'll be looking for on this one. Not sure how it plays on 0 days, but 1, 2, 2 above 72.32 is the level for entry. Your initial target to the left would be 73.57. I'm thinking broad information, 74.80, 74.70, something like that. So those are the levels I would be looking for exit immediately. But if relative strength is strong, and maybe it pushes through that. But that's what I'm initially looking for, is taking it to the next BF if I were to take this trade. $75. Tesla. There's a good second. There's a lot of conflict. Continuity, majority has been to the downside. Today had like a kind of a two down. Well, it was two down, but the buyers tried to show up in the morning. Afternoon, it did nothing. Um, we're still inside down on the month. Shooter on the week. Yeah, we're looking to close out tomorrow. Kind of bearish, I would think, for Tesla. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if there's any. I don't even know if I want to play in either direction. Maybe to the downside, but I'm thinking more so anything. It doesn't look trustworthy to me right now. All right. You want to see how that one? I'll be looking for a downside continuity on that one. Starbucks is another one that didn't complete the 3-2-2 back to the upside. It went 3-2 and then went to the next candle to trigger and just died. So it stayed inside, kind of pulled down in the afternoon. Did give a nice two down. Did give a nice two down on the day today. So that'll be an opportunity that we can look at for tomorrow to take a reversal rev strat back to the upside. And you would have a level for entry on that, let me see, 85.27, yeah. And you could probably push that to the point of control, 87.24. But yeah, you got these things that kind of push down off the outside day and then show strength yesterday, but then today didn't have much strength to them. So this one's continuity still to the downside. I would be looking to see what this candle does in the morning. 212 to the downside. 84.65 would be your entry to the downside. And so I would look for on the analyze tab to see if there's enough meat on the bone and worth your time and attention to play it. But it doesn't give me upside vibes, but if SPY, if the market decides to give us a little bit tomorrow, then this one it'll move up with it. But it's one of those that does well on Friday. So if it wants to do it, it'll do it. Yeah, so then Browns, this leads me right into XPX because SPX is telling me that we're gonna keep pushing down tomorrow. So then we just need to be mindful of like what's going to be affected by that. But yeah, we've got an inside 4 hour to the downside on SPY below this 37, SPX below 37.1847. And then we could take that to the broad information here. That's like below 3,700. Oh yeah, 36.80. So you could technically take the trade down to that level. I think would be reasonable. There was no strength in this one. They didn't even try to make it a fail too damn. It's like, nah, we down. Now you got Coke Boys. Coke Boys ran into a quarterly, a yearly, and a weekly broadening formation. So my mind tells me that this thing could potentially be going off tomorrow. Even though the candles don't look great. This is where we're positioned on these stocks. I can see it. We pushed back through to the upside this morning. We maintain that level this afternoon. Tomorrow I'll be looking for a continuation on the 4 hour. And then on the day, you got the rev strat day. That even looks better. I want to say the note for that daily trigger. But yeah, on the day you got the 2-2 rev. That's about 59 even. So yeah, KO looking in the prime position. I'll be checking that one closely tomorrow. Now Airbnb, this one looks like it wants to keep on going down. Discretionary look weak as hell, to be honest. Discretionary looking weak. Used to be 100. This Airbnb looks like a short. I don't have broad information on it though. So y'all need to do your investigation on that one because I don't have my BS going. Downside move shorted 91.92. Yeah. Now, let's take a look at what you got, Nikki. Twink. What that is? Now, Twink looks like it's TTO. Looks like a TTO. Macros all green, super strong. Yeah, that 4-hour candle is a TTO. That's pretty straightforward. That's pretty. So with McDonald's, looks like McDonald's is in consolidation right now. So it's like just a lot of chop. We got broad information all over the place. I'll just leave it alone. But if you want to take a case one way or the other, I'll be looking more on a bull case than I would a bear case. Be looking at an entry above 274.68, and then maybe that could push through that broad information and get you up out of there. But just with the consolidation, also with the setup and where the broad information is sitting, I'd probably just chill and not play that one. But I think it's bullish. We know it's bullish. It's just consolidating right now. Tomorrow could be the day, but you know, it's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of consolidation. So you know, who knows how long these things will consolidate. But yeah, MCD is bullish. If you get time, then maybe that's not a thing you have to worry about. But as it stands right now, this is like this consolidation. What we got here? STBX, never heard of it. We got the inside 4-hour. Inside 4. It's like, again, more consolidation. Nothing's really breaking out in either direction. It's penny stock. Yeah, so you know, we probably wouldn't play it for tomorrow's 0 day or anything like that. And so I don't know. I don't have any. Looks like it's in force on the week. And so tomorrow looks like what we got a 3-2 down. Maybe a 3-2-2 tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah, we could do a 3-2 down, 3-2-2 or 2-2 up tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know if this is something we play for 0 day tomorrow. It's kind of outside of our sweet spot in terms of what we're looking at. Yeah, this one looks just like it's consolidated. I don't know anything else about it. So I'm gonna jump back into the scanners real quick since y'all ain't want to throw too many tickets out there. It's okay. Oh, JPM, okay. It's been strong. Halliburton's in the energy sector, Chris. JPM looks strong, 322, didn't quite make the 2-2 today. We did have a strong 2-down day, rejection of a Browning formation. We'll probably go back and try to retest it tomorrow, maybe get rejected again. But yeah, that's one that's trending upwards. Looks like now we're kind of slowing down the buying and it's going into consolidation. So I'd be kind of just chilling on that one unless I'm already in there. You're good, but the macros look good on it, so it's not a bad trade at all. It's just timing. Next one here, Halliburton. That's yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, that's energy, and that'll be one we'll be watching for tomorrow for sure. And I'm gonna, go through some more scans, even after the call and see what we can do. So let's take a look at a couple others. AMD is consolidating as well. It's not going anywhere. It's up. I mean, if you want to take it to the downside, you can take an entry below $60.05, and maybe target the $58 level as your target. Okay, but I'm, AMD just consolidating this one. And then in phase, failed 2 down on the day, looking at failed 2 up on the month, failed 2 up on the week. That's I can't agree. Yeah, so we'll leave in phase alone, but yeah, the setup looks to the downside. The trend is to the upside though. So that's what my kind of conflict going. So then let's keep it moving. So eBay, Jamaica. So you got eBay here with a potential downside setup. You see this inside candle, still kind of green, but if this thing went 212 to the downside, that'd be below 38.64. That's like 18 cents from what price is now. And then below that, you got a lot of air and opportunity to get. You got room to get. So I'll be looking at that one for a downside move. Moderna looks strong off those lows. Came in contact with that weekly BF. It says straight, but it looks good. Ain't on front. That thing looking scrumptious. Y'all jump in now if y'all seeing something y'all want to share with the group. That's what this is for. But yeah, the Moderna looking like it's going back. I'm trying to retest the broad formation. So there's an opportunity off those lows that we could potentially see. Looks like we're going to take the week back green very quickly. Week goes back green at a level of 149.43. So pretty quickly, you'll flip continuity back green on the week, and then all you'll be looking at is I don't know, the month, and then the month flips green at 154.77. So you may not get the month to flip, but Moderna has a potential to flip continuity. So that may be one to keep your eye on, Dane. Mr. 2 down, Mr. Fail 2 down. You get the move you want. you get past this broadening formation, you flipping these two time frames back green. And I know that's probably what you was already thinking anyway. So that's a good one. Let's see. 212 on 4 hour. 149.37. Come on, computer. All right. Who looking at Netflix? Bonita, what's happening? So Netflix, we going down. 2 down on the day. What do we got on the 4 hour? Are we 2 down on the 4 hour already too? Yeah, this is continuation. There's no setup for entry though for tomorrow. But yeah, it should be continuing to go down. So if you wanted to play it, you just be looking for entry intraday, but there's no setup to enter for tomorrow. It looks like it's been consolidating, and so took a high. Now it's pushing back down. Looks like now we might go get the gap fill, so that could be an opportunity, but there's no setup to take unless you wait on intraday. Pfizer. Haven't heard that one in a while. We got Shooter. We got 2 down on the day. Shooter on the week. What are we doing? Healthcare? I don't know. This one mixed signals. Day green. Week red. Thinking taking this 212 back down. And that's another thing. We got to go and check, after and see what everything looks like. Check the contracts, check the broadening formations, and make sure everything's in alignment. One, two. 4650 is our level for entry on this one. Below to the downside. Let's see what happens. If the market pulls down, these downside setups should hit. So, we just want to prepare ourselves. There'll be things that'll have relative strength that'll go up regardless of whatever the hell the market's doing. But then you've got to have those that are going to go with the market and be prepared for that. Damn, Lee. Lee just took a sharp turn to the downside. It did that little run for about a month and a half, 2 months, and then sit that thing down. And then this week it did a bounce, reversal. Nikki, I was like, did somebody say Luca? Nikki. Yep. Yeah, I'm a market right here. 21312. I'm gonna put that on my watch list. The whole code. Hey, if there's some people in the pack who don't know the looker, they're gonna be hitting me up. Like, what the hell is that you put in there, dog? 1886. The whole code. Put the whole thing on there. Got to whip out the whole code. Whip it out, Nikki. What happened? What happened? Yeah, you gonna pause me? What's going on? What's going on? Think or swim, y'all. We tripping with these alerts. 16, 8. Am I missing something? Oh, maybe we gapped up or something. I don't know. It's not liking this alert. Yeah, so we got next here. Pfizer Fridays. That's funny. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. It's only 7 o'clock. We got a little bit of time. What else? What else? What else? I'm gonna start pulling stuff here, see what we got. CCL, see what the cruise lines. Failed 2 up, Dane. Failed 2 up on the week on CCL. Looking weak, looking weak. But yeah, looks like we had a little pop this morning on that one. Looks like we're still gonna trend down though, making lower lows. Let's see. I'm not gonna mark an alert for it though. So let's keep it going. We got Ford and then Nvidia. Interesting spot for it. Came back below or came back to the broadening formation. Man, it's funny. Some of these things were setting up for a 3-2-2 and then just died right at the trigger point. Yeah, so Ford, we still have a potential 3-2-2 on the day. If you want to trade that back into the broadening formations, I typically do not. It looks like it's been respecting the hell out of this broadening formation as well. So I think I'm gonna leave that alone. Let it do what it do. So sometimes you gotta use some common sense. It could be the time that it breaks through, but every other time it has not. So let's see. NVIDIA XOM. This was to be expected though, with the way SPY looked. You know, we got a shooter on the 4-hour on NVIDIA. And again, this will be depending on what SPY does tomorrow. We got these 3-2-2s setting up, man, but they don't look the strongest. So just based on what I saw today, a lot of those setups failed or they died right before they triggered. So again, looks like a failed 2 up on the week on the NVIDIA as well. Looks like a failed 2 up on the month. You know, it's only the 3rd, but yeah. So again, you know, you're kind of like in conflict. You got an upside move potentially on the day. And so you can look at it like a potential TTO based on what it's done over the last like 3 weeks. Or you could look at like the fail 2 up on the week and the month and say to yourself, oh, we're gonna reverse back down. So you kind of like in conflict of thought on that one. The market, or as far as SPY is concerned, SPY looks like it wants to push down some more. So that would be my general thought if I had to decide between those two, but I don't. But yeah, that's the idea on that. XOM, similar to some of the other energies. They don't look as good as like DVN did, but again, still in the uptrend. That's favorable when we're looking at an upside move. The outside, the afternoon inside 4-hour candle was more so consolidation than just a sell-off or profit taking. But we did have the failed 2 down day today, so we're setting up for a rev strat tomorrow back to the upside. And if energy goes, it doesn't matter what these setups look like. If the market goes, it's good to go. So it doesn't even matter. If it's telling us energy is going, this one's going to go too. So we'll mark an alert for it. It's one of the cheaper ones in terms of contracts, so this may be favorable to people playing it. So be mindful of XOM. I'm not going to set the 4-hour alert. I'm going to let it do what it do. I want to see that. I want to see some strength first. So I'm not going to set the 4-hour on XOM. Some of the others may be more of an indicator on this 4-hour, like DVN, but XOM, I don't want to look at that one as a leading indicator. That was just going to follow the rest of the but there's a lot of these energies on there. Y'all know how what happens when we see them, especially if the market's bearish. Hey. Again, SLB, that's slum. We got slum right at point of control. Looked like it tried to push a tick above it. We're just sitting there consolidating. The week is still inside, so that all lines up. But we're looking for entry 212 on the 4-hour above 51.92. You're about 12 cents away from the trigger point now. Not sure. I don't believe I played SLB on a 0 day. But we know this thing can move. Contracts move pretty good with this one. Not so much with the underlying. It's one of those that, like the contract movement's very good. It's not really based on the underlying movement in the sense like you would think a lot of stocks are. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I like the stock. All right. Failed 2 down day. Gonna fill up one of those Dame specials. Uh, 52.13. Okay. Let's see what else we got. I see Hess on there. I'm not gonna pull everything. McDonald's. UUP. Let's see what the dollar looking like. Uh-oh. Look like the US dollar trying to push back up again. You know what that means? Like we TTO. If the dollar does push up strong tomorrow, we'll see what happens at this broadening formation. But if it pushes up through the BF tomorrow, yeah, we may have a bearish day. The continuity is looking strong as hell on the dollar right now. Yikes. Jobs report. Does that jobs report come out tomorrow? Somebody who's tracking it, let me know. Yeah, I think it does come out tomorrow. Yeah, 8:30. Okay, yeah, I knew Browns would know. Yep. Yeah, 8:30. So yeah. And I think futures already done moved a tick lower because of the anticipated report. So yeah, that all lines up. Highs pushing down, UUP's pushing up. I mean, yeah. If we take a look at bonds, they just look to be consolidating, but they're probably gonna push down too tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, it all lines up for that to occur, for us to have a bearish day tomorrow. We'll probably have some stocks that are that have relative strength that'll continue to go regardless. But it looks like the market is trying to push down, and doesn't look as though looks like energy looks the strongest of all the sectors. Everything else is setting up for reversals or continuation to the downside. I know we went through a good number of tickers. I'm going to scan through some more here. Maybe we see some downside setups right quick. Walmart, you got the 212 down. Back into the broadening formation would be my thought. Below 140.60, you can take it down to one. Nah, that ain't no meat on the bone. You don't want that. Abbey by charge point. And really for these downsides, I just looking for obvious setups. Not gonna short me right into a broadening formation. No. Charge point. Again, looks like it failed 2 up this week. Did not recover well after the pull down. Looking for it to go to this broadening formation. 1302 would be the entry. Take it down to 1264 or something like that. Looks more meaty. We'll see if that actually occurs, but that looks more meaty. I'll go and evaluate it later. Stop it. 1302. All right. That doesn't look bad. We take it to the broadening formation. We'll just see how weak we are tomorrow. Because I mean, some of these I'm just taking a conservative approach and taking it to the next BF. But if we're weak as hell, then it may not even be a matter of that. We could just push down below those broadening formations. Intel is another one that looks very good. I hope it stays inside this week. But it looks good as well for a downside move. Looking at a 212 to the downside below 2736. If there's a gap filled as well, I'm gonna mark that also. Yeah, you got a gap fill all the way back down to 2672. You can get a good percent and some change move off of that. Yeah, a couple percent. That's good. That's good. That looks meaty enough. Got some meat on it. All right. So roadblocks. Yep. I would think downside as well. You got the broadening formation here at 42.38, 42.40. So you take entry, let's say you take entry at below at 43.25. You take the move down to the 42.38. So you got about $1. Yeah, about $1 move to the downside. Obviously the market, if we open up 2 down tomorrow, that would be, kind of the thing you want to see. Yeah, I mean, you take the entry 312 down. Broad information would be where I'd be looking to see if it rejects or if buyers show up right there. If not, you might have some room to clear this volume gap. I mean, but you got some levels below you need to get past too. But there's some opportunity on that one. I don't know if it'd be like, the primary, but it's an opportunity on that one. So yeah, Roblox. Let's take a look at a couple more here, then we'll wrap it up. Let's look at Delta. Conflict. There's a lot of conflict in these streets. So when it hit the broad information, got rejected to the T. Man, we called that, or I called that one. Shit, right to the $70 mark. Yeah. So the idea here is reversing back down. It's got to clear out orders. I don't know if it's going to give you the straight downside move you want. It might chop this way down. It's a little too strong to the upside right now. Too much buying still present, even though it's going down. It's not going to give you. You need something weak. You want weakness. Let's go to tech. Yeah, there we go. That's weak ass 4-hour candles. There we go. Yeah. So this is more what I'm talking about here. Short something looking like that. Continuity all to the downside. Big chunky red bar. You know, ON semiconductors to the downside. 212 below 5906. You got some room. First target to the left, if you want to call it a target. You got that 5843. Then you got the broad information here at like 5670. The three down, 2 down didn't show any buyers present. So we're gonna probably make our way to 2 down again tomorrow and try to get to this broad information with my guess. That's how I see that playing out. That's barbecue chicken right there. Now, what we got here, similar thought process. This thing is going down. There's no question about it. Looks like consolidation, or not even consolidation. Looks like we came back to the point of control on the floor. We kind of rested right there to close out the day. We broke below point of control on the day, actually. So now I'm actually thinking for more 2 down day action tomorrow to next broad information level, which is at 143 essentially. And I could see that being where it could potentially get held up, but looks like 143 looks like where it's going. Nothing special about it. Seeing some decent setups, but there wasn't a whole lot to the upside. It was kind of mixed, which is okay. We know how it can be some weeks. But we did find some pretty damn good downside potential setups tomorrow. I'll just be looking to see what the hell's weak. You know me, I always think tech's gonna be weak anyway. We got a bear day. So if we are bearish tomorrow, tech is where we need to go. Those CRMs, those tickers that we've been watching, those will be opportunities to short them for sure. All right, Citigroup. We'll take a look at Citigroup, then we're gonna wrap it up. Man, this hour went by super fast. God dang. Sheesh. Oh, man, the hook this week. I don't even have to say nothing. Yeah, this is a downside move all day. This is good. I don't see any entries except for the 4-hour. No, this is a clean one. Citigroup, downside shooter off the broad information. I'll throw something on there for that. That looks solid. $44.53. That's interesting. Okay. Citigroup. Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. There we go. Y'all don't have any other tickers for me to look at? Call it a wrap, but we got a good many tickers. What I would recommend for folks now is go and take those tickers, the ones you liked anyway. Go utilize the Analyze tab in TOS to evaluate the return on investment for these potential trades. But before you do that, you should go take those tickers that you're going to look at, draw the broad informations on those tickers. This is just step one in identifying the tickers with the setups that fit our criteria. The next step now is we got to go draw broad informations on there to reconfirm what we're seeing with these setups. Like I already have some drawn on mine, so you can make some reasonable assessments on the ones you have, but you definitely want to get those broad informations on that potential list so that you can really see the levels for yourself and have them charted and plotted out on your screen. So then you know, like, all right, I'm gonna take it to the next broad information. The next broad information is at this price level. I plug in that price level into my Analyze tab so I can see how much money I'm gonna make if price does reach it. And so that's the second step, drawing that broad information. Then once you've done that, there'll be some stops that you say, you know what, it looked good at first. It sounded good when Resume said it, but now that I drew my broad informations on there, I'm not feeling it the same way, and I'm not going to use this ticker. That's okay. That's part of the process. And then the last step is obviously the Analyze tab, where you can go and see how much money you're going to make after you plot it out and chart it, what your course is going to be, your path for taking that trade, what the price points are. You can see what that dollar value is going to represent if price price was to get there tomorrow. And then tomorrow, all you have to do is just execute. You're like, oh, it did it. Oh, okay, get in. Oh, I already know the contract. I'm getting in. Oh, I already know what level I'm exiting at. Oh, I'm exiting. Oh, my alert's going off. I'm exiting now. Boom, done. Day over. No thinking involved. You're just executing. You did all the work tonight. That's what we want. That's what we want. And then sure, there'll be opportunities where things may change or we may have to adapt intraday. We've done that too. We've taken market went crazy the first 30 minutes to an hour. And then we hit a broad information and then we reversed after that first hour and then had 1,000% day to the downside. That's okay. All we can do is be prepared for the different situations that the market is going to present to us. And the best way we can do that is get these levels, broad informations, and having a process by which we go and make good decisions. Whether that's you taking intraday or you're preparing for a trade for a 0 day going into tomorrow, all of that matters. And so the broad information is the key. So with that, my peoples and my friends and family, I'm gonna let y'all have it. And we're gonna wrap it up and call it a night. And if you got any follow-up questions, though, shoot me a DM. It's all love. Happy to answer questions. I do that all night long. But if not, I'm gonna get the recording up here in about an hour. And then I'll get my watch list out shortly after that for tonight. So looks like energy is the strongest sector we've got. Outside of that, there's a good many downside setups that we can take advantage of. So the idea here is, for me, at least in my interpretation, for upside moves, I'm looking at energy, and then maybe an outlier like a Lee. Was that Lee? That wasn't Lee, was it? But there was like a couple outliers. I think Coke maybe being one of them. So I see energy is the strongest. Look, there's a couple outliers, and then from there, everything else looks like downside moves. So I would just be in the mindset of being prepared for that tomorrow mentally. Spies telling us what's going to happen. Yeah, and Lee was that other outlier to the upside. So yeah, I would be looking in that direction. If you don't want to play against the overall market being bearish and energy is the only thing up, if you're not comfortable doing that, which is kind of my bread and butter, I like playing stuff nobody else is playing. Validates the process we're using. But if you want to stick to the script and just play the downside moves like everything else, that's fine too. You just got to make sure you're getting to the right opportunities. But my assessment is energy is going to go up with a couple of those with relative strength, and the rest of the market is going to be pretty bearish and choppy, pushing to the downside. So that's my synopsis for the week, or for tomorrow, I should say. But again, if you got any follow-up questions or anything like that, please hit me up in the Discord or hit me in my DMs. Happy to answer those questions. And with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with it. Y'all have a great night, family. Peace and love. We'll catch y'all in the morning. And we're gonna tear it up. We're gonna get this money tomorrow. It's Friday payday. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So anyway, it's all love pack. Catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.